We'll take about a minute or two, making sure everybody gets into the Zoom room. So stand by. We'll get started here shortly. Just waiting for everybody to file into the Zoom room. Good evening, and welcome to our Zoom room as we present the Siena Shares Series event, Advance Your Nursing Career. Siena Heights University Associate Professor of Nursing and MSN Program Coordinator, Dr. Karen Howatt, and the Assistant Director of Advising and Recruiting for the RN-BSN and MSN Programs, Dana Shook, will lead tonight's presentation. Dr. Howatt brings more than a decade of full-time teaching experience at Siena Heights and Chamberlain Universities. She was also an adjunct clinical nursing instructor and has 16 years of experience working as a professional RN at the University of Michigan Health System. Dana has been a nurse for 28 years in a variety of specialties, including neuro ICU, cardiovascular ICU, recovery room, nursing education, management, and teaching the NCLEX review course. Please save your questions for the end of the presentation in our Q&A area, and also feel free to use and follow our chat function during the presentation. At this time, I would like to introduce our presenters, Dr. Karen Howatt and Dana Shook.
Thank you. Thank you, Doug.
Thank you. Welcome.
So our Master of Science in Nursing and Health System Leadership, our Director of Nursing for the interim right now is Lori Dowell, Dr. Lori Dowell, and Karen Howatt, Dr. Howatt. She's with us here tonight. She's Associate Professor of Nursing, and she's also the advisor for the MSN programs. And then myself, I'm the Assistant Director for the RN-BSN and MSN programs. Siena Heights University, just give you a little bit of background. We were founded in 1919, so we just hit our 100-year celebration by the Adrian Dominican Sisters. We're accredited by the North Central Association, or the HLC. Our main campus is located in Adrian, Michigan. We also have 8 satellite locations across Michigan. But the programs that we're talking about tonight, the RN to BSN and the MSN programs, are 100% online. So Karen, I'll let you talk about the program itself and why we need nurse leaders in our program.
All right, thank you, Dana. First off, I would like to thank everyone for coming tonight. I am assuming maybe you just worked a 12-hour shift or an 8-hour shift or a 10-hour shift and you're exhausted, or maybe it was your day off, but you made a conscious decision to learn more about our MSN program, and I'm very appreciative for that. And I just wanted to thank you for taking the time to come to this to learn more about our program. The current state of healthcare is, many will say it's in chaos, but it's just rapidly changing. We're trying to keep up with technology, increased demands, changing demographics. So much is going on. And we all know that there's a few hiccups or many hiccups along the way, and our healthcare system needs some reorganization. The one piece that has been missing for a very long time are strong nurse leaders. Often nurses stayed at the bedside. They didn't expand their careers the way we are today. The contemporary nursing is almost unrecognizable in many ways from the nurses of even 50, 60 years ago. You all have a great opportunity to take that passion, creativity, innovation that you use every day in your nursing professional job, and use it toward expanding your role in the healthcare system. Jobs for those with the MSN and the leadership degree are expected to grow by 23% by 2026. And employment of medical health services managers is projected to grow 32%. So the demand is there for nurses with a specialization in health system leadership. By enrolling in our program, you will be better prepared and equipped to engage teams, collaborate with colleagues at all levels of your organization, create effective strategies for companies in any industry, from global charity groups to fastest growing tech disruptors. With this skill set, it's no wonder that students who earn this degree are making more and going further with their career than ever before. You can advance the slide, Dana. Thank you. So our program's foundations. When we designed this program, we really took a lot of time to determine the direction. Where did we want our graduates to be able to work? And therefore, we looked to the American Organization for Nursing Leadership. They have nurse executive competencies. These are communication skills, knowledge, business, leadership, and professionalism. So we used those 5 nurse executive competencies when designing our curriculum and our program outcomes. What did we want you to walk away from this program being able to do? We also utilized the CCNE Essentials of Master's Education in Nursing. Now, not all CCNE accredited BSN programs follow the CCNE Essentials for Bachelor's Education in Nursing. So you can see the competencies listed there, ranging from quality improvement and safety, health policy and advocacy, translating and integrating scholarship into practice, clinical prevention and population health for improving health outcomes. So those are just a few of the master's essentials. And these really provided the building blocks for this program. So we can go to the next slide. So the health systems leadership curriculum is made up of a combination of 5 core courses. So the first 5 courses you take are considered more your core. And then we have our health systems leadership concentration courses. And there's 5 courses there for a total of 15 credits as well. And the last 2 courses you take are a practicum. The first practicum course is all coursework, preparing yourself for your immersive practicum, where you will partner with an agency of your choice and work alongside a nurse leader and complete a practicum project that hopefully will help the organization, and it will allow you to utilize all the skills, knowledge, tools, everything you've learned along the way to make a change, provide an improvement, create a new program. The sky's the limit. You really are in charge of that practicum project, and you will have a faculty mentor that will guide you along the way. But we really want it to be your project. I mean, of course, there's some guidelines to it, but it's your ideas and what you want to do. And then you will present your project at the end of that course. So advance the slide. We'll look at the 5 core courses in more detail. The first 2 courses kind of piggyback off each other. They're called Transition to Nursing Scholar 1 and 2. The first one is Science of Nursing Research Method and Statistics. And don't worry, it's not calculating statistics. We're learning about statistics, how statistics are used, why they are used, when it's appropriate to use them, but there is no math whatsoever involved in those statistics. That's why we have computers and calculators. They do the math for us. The second Nursing Scholar Transition course continues on that research methods for the advanced nurse scholar. So this really just picks up where your baccalaureate research class kind of left off. We know it may have been a while, and if it hasn't been that long, we know it takes a bit of refreshing to get you back into the swing of things. So what we're really looking at in these is that reviewing that research process, talking about how nurse leaders use research, and learning how to evaluate and analyze the research for practice. The next course is Quality Improvement and Safety in Healthcare. As practicing nurses, you're well versed in quality improvement and safety. And so in this course, we're looking at how do we promote quality improvements and safety. You know, it's one thing to have an idea, but it's another thing to bring that idea to life. There's a lot that goes into those processes, and that is the main focus of that course. The next course is Leadership Principles for Healthcare Organizations and Systems. And here we really look at that systems approach, not from the individual silos of, a unit. We're talking about how all the units work together, how all the pieces and parts of a health or care organization work, and how do leaders work in those within those systems, and also focused on their area. The last core course is Clinical Prevention, Population Health, and Vulnerable Populations. As we know, the future trends of healthcare will be more in the community, and this course really hones in on that population health, identifying those vulnerable populations, looking at strategies to help these special populations move toward a higher standard of health. You can advance the slide, please. So then you move into your health systems leadership concentration courses. And here we take a much deeper dive, advanced leadership roles. We're looking at leadership theory. The next course, transformational leadership, spends an entire course looking at the competencies, the knowledge, the skills, the attitudes of a transformational leader. There's always a discussion of, are leaders born or made? And I think the answer really is both. But some people are just born to be great leaders, but it doesn't mean that you have to be born to be a leader. It's learning about leadership, knowing what works and what doesn't work, having role models, learning the tools, and understanding the emotional intelligence behind leadership. And that's what that course really looks at. Strategic planning for the nurse leader. This kind of piggybacks off that quality improvement, but here we're looking at any plan in the health system that we're going to move from an idea to a completed plan and all the steps along the way. And just it's actually quite similar to the nursing process that we use every day. It's a process, and you have to learn the steps along the way, and how to implement and evaluate those plans. So that course really walks you through that and gives you the tools to know how to implement your ideas in the future. The next course is Healthcare Operations, Human Resources, Quality, Law, and Ethics. So this, we're looking at how do we work with human resources, more focus on quality in the healthcare system, and we also pay attention to the law and ethics, of course, that are involved throughout being a leader in a health system. The next course is Introduction to Healthcare Economics, Finance, and Principles of Business. Nurse leaders have to work with many different professions, and they have to understand the economics behind healthcare and business principles, because healthcare is ultimately, it's there to help uh, people who are ill. It's there to help promote health, but it has to be, there's payment involved, and there are a lot of finance and economics. So we give you an introduction, a solid beginning base there. Next slide, please. And then the practicum courses, I kind of skipped ahead at the beginning and talked about that already. But again, the first one is, we call it design. You are organizing what you're going to do in your practicum. You are starting to do some background research on the problem or program you would like to implement in your second practicum, which is your immersive with a nurse leader. And again, this is your project, and we're here to guide you and help you and remove some barriers, but we want that to be what your interests are, where your passions are. Next slide, please. Next slide, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Karen. So the next slide that we have is the plan of study. If you were to enter our MSN program in the winter of 2021, which classes start January 11th, this would be the plan that you would follow. And as your advisor, I would give you this plan, and we would both sign off on it so we know, where you're at in the curriculum. But with Siena Heights, we understand that life happens. So if you needed to take, a 7-week subsession off, we understand that. And we will help you achieve that plan of study or get back on that study. So this would be, I know it's kind of hard to see right here, but you can see the plan of study is over a two-year cycle. So 12 classes, 2-year cycle. So Karen, if you want to talk about how we're different from the big box education systems.
We are different from the big box, Dana. You have unlimited choices of where to complete your MSN degree. And we know that. And so at this point, I just want to talk about what makes us different, what should intrigue you enough to keep checking us out. And I think it really boils down to, this program was developed by nurses who combined, I don't even know how many years of nursing experience we have, a lot, who are not that far out of the daily clinical practice. Many of us still practice per diem. We know what it's like to be a nurse in many different specialties, from clinics to community to inpatient to outpatient, etc. The faculty represent a large variety of nursing backgrounds, and we worked together to create a program that we felt would really give you what you need to move forward and be that nursing leader that we know our health system needs right now. How many times have you looked around your place of work and thought, why did someone design this way? Why are we having to follow these guidelines? And usually a lot of that stuff comes from the non-nurses, the people in the health system, the financial officers, all those different people. And we wanted to know why the nurses weren't asked about a lot of the decisions that were made. And we know from the way we practice that we have to be innovative, we have to be creative, we have to do a lot with a little. We have to be extremely efficient, highly competent, incredible attention to detail. And those are all the qualities that are going to make a great leader. And those are the same qualities that will help you succeed in transforming the future of healthcare for our country. Different from the big box, it's a core group of 4 faculty that worked together to design every course with meaning. Of course, there's, a knowledge base, a foundation, that word theory that many people don't really like, but we present it in a way to help you make sense of it. And then from there we build, and we work very hard to link everything we do in our courses to the real world. Whether we're using case studies or we're having you look around your workplace and choose a problem there to work on. Everything has the goal in mind that it's real world practice. So you can, do your readings and prepare a paper or a project, and everything that you are working on is applicable and relevant to what you're seeing every day when you go to work. Many of the bigger box institutions, it's a core group of faculty that may have developed a course 6 years ago and is now being taught by 200 adjuncts nationwide. We develop each course ourselves. Whoever is teaching your course is almost exclusively the developer of that course. And so we know the course inside and out. We know how to help guide you through it. We have a low faculty to student ratio. And that's really important if you're not familiar with online learning, much of the learning comes from our weekly discussions. And in some classes, when you have a high faculty to student ratio, you may not interact with your professor more than once in the 7 to 8 week course. Where, for example, in my course this week, I've interacted with each student 3 or 4 times already. And that back and forth and the, pushing the boundaries and looking at things from different perspectives is really what helps you learn. It's very different than your BSN when you were taking exams and writing care plans. It's a completely different style of learning, but that lower faculty to student ratio really makes that experience so much more satisfying for the student. We also have the faculty mentor. One person will be assigned to you to guide and support your way through the practicum experience. Those practicum experiences are arranged with guidance from the mentor in your local region. So again, you pick where you want to do it, and we help you build that relationship and make that happen. We also have a cohort model, meaning that you'll be in the classes with the same people, and you'll move from class to class together. So you really do build relationships with students, and you can work together or at least support each other. Almost any online cohort model type class has their own Facebook page where they can, or Instagram, Twitter, however you want to do it, where the students can get together and ask each other questions or support each other, help push each other, do what needs, just like if you were in the classroom.
And I'd like to piggyback off of that with you, Karen. Having worked with the nursing faculty as an advisor, I know how invested you all are in this program because you've developed the curriculum. So I know how much you want the students to succeed and be successful. And with myself being a nurse, I know that advising students through the program is so imperative to get them in the right direction. And having the relationship with the nursing division is so important. And we really have that relationship to make sure that the students are successful as they move through the program.
Yeah, I mean, we really get to know you as much as that's possible through online, but it actually really is possible. And we truly care about our students and want to do anything we can to help you be successful. And that's what I believe is really sets us apart. That and our focus on, oh my goodness, application of what we're doing in class. It's not, oh, we just threw some things together. It's, this is what you're going to do as a leader. These are the skills you need, and then allows you to learn about it in a way that is realistic, makes it more exciting and relevant.
Right, so our MSN program really is a holistic approach to being a leader in nursing. Whether you want to be a manager at a hospital or a leader in your community, a leader in hospice, it really is a holistic approach to being a leader in nursing. And the next slide I'm bringing up is about our tuition, because of course we need to talk about that. We have decreased our tuition to be competitive with the big box, like we talked about in the last slide, the big box colleges. But I will say that when you go to Siena Heights, you're going to get an absolutely quality education that is designed and developed by the faculty. And I can't say enough about that. I can't say enough of things about that. The faculty themselves that are teaching the class, they have met the standards to be able to develop the programs. So having said that, we have decreased our tuition. So you can see that an MSN program is $650 a credit hour. If you happen to work for one of our partner businesses, I guess you would say, because we have partner businesses with different healthcare organizations, a lot of different organizations. You can let me know that, and I can see if that falls in to your, if that works for you. But again, we're flexible, affordable, and being 100% online is so crucial for nurses. As a nurse myself, and Karen, I'm sure you can attest to this, like being a nurse, you juggle so many things, family, life, school, you want to go on for a higher degree, but you need to juggle all those things. And that's what we do at Siena Heights. We help you get there. We help you, we guide you through the program. We give you a personalized degree plan. And again, our tuition is flexible, affordable, and our programs are 100% online. So if you work day shift, night shift, 3 to 11 shift, whatever shift you work, it works for you. So why Siena? We have a lot of reasons why Siena. You can look on this slide and see that, of course, we're 100% online. You can graduate in 2 years with your MSN. You don't have to take a GRE or GMAT. It's not required. You can transfer in your BSN along with your unencumbered nursing license. We have the Siena Tuition Advantage, which means that once you start in our program, you're guaranteed that tuition, that same tuition rate. So if you start in our program in the winter of 2021, you're guaranteed that $650 a credit hour throughout your program. So it doesn't increase unless you were to step up for some reason. But we are ranked nationally, and our classes are 7-week classes. So you do one class in the first part of the semester and a second class the second part of the semester. So you're doing 2 classes in 1 semester, but only doing the work of 1 class at a time, which is really nice because you can focus on what you need to do for that 1 class and give it your best, give it your all to be a better nurse and to help your community, whether you work in a hospital or, work in the community. You can give it your all for that 7 weeks, and then you move on to the next class. So our Master of Science in Nursing, our specialty is health systems leadership. And again, I say that what that means is a holistic approach to leadership. So if you want to be a leader in a hospital setting or community setting, educational setting, computer setting, we give you that foundation as an MSN. We give you that foundation to be what you want to be when you go on for your higher degree in nursing. So here we are with questions. So again, my name is Dana, and Karen has been on with us. She's talked about the program, the curriculum. And Lori Dowell, she's our actual interim director of nursing at this time, and that's her contact information. So Karen and I both would be happy to answer any questions that you might have about the program.
Okay, Karen and Dana, I don't see any questions right away, but maybe I'll get the conversation started a little bit. You both obviously have experience in nursing, have been in the field, and you mentioned that about the faculty. How hard is it to come back to school and do that full-time job in the process, especially in healthcare and the current climate we're at? What advice would you give people that are hesitating maybe to move forward because maybe of too hectic of a work schedule or, that work-life balance?
Well, I'd say it's never going to get easier. It's a change in mindset. When I went back and did my master's, I was working, and I have 4 children, and they were age kindergarten to 5th grade. And I never thought I'd be able to do it, but I enjoyed it so much. Now, obviously not every little part, but I really loved learning, and I loved learning new things about that I had no idea about, and looking at the environment of where I worked and how I could apply everything. And it was so different from your BSN because it's all relevant and interesting and exciting at the same time. I would come into work, and the first time I learned about magnet status was in my MSN course. And I'd come in for my shift and I'm like, hey guys, do you know about this? Do you know about that? And people started to stay away from me after a while because I was just so excited about everything. And I think that's what makes the difference. It's still a grind at times, of course. It's hard work, but I think it's just a nice change of pace. It gives your brain something else to do. And whether you have 1 child or 4, you're working, you just have to rearrange some things in your life and dedicate some time to yourself that this is what I want to do. Become very organized, make a plan, stick to it, don't procrastinate, and it's really doable, and 2 years goes by so fast. It's not forever. So that would be
I agree, Karen. It goes by so fast, and you just, if you make up your mind that you want to go on to be a leader in the profession of nursing, which there's, right now in the world, we have so much going on, but there are so many opportunities to be a leader in the nursing profession. And our degree, the MSN at Siena Heights University, prepares you to be a leader in so many different fields, not just a hospital manager, not just community manager, not just, a manager of a health system. It's just a holistic approach to leadership in general. So you can lead your team, your nursing team, to realize and recognize the needs of the community. And that's what's so important right now.
Right.
And it does take a lot of work. We both, we all agree to that. And nursing school is a lot of work, but it's so satisfying and gratifying at the same time. When you learn that, when you do that research project, when you learn, what really is going on in the community with whatever topic that you pick, it really just opens your eyes to, wow, this is what I'm dealing with. And I can't say enough that our faculty, Karen and the rest of the faculty that develop the MSN program, they are so in tune to meeting the needs of each individual nurse that to pursue their MSN for whatever reasons they want. And it is a sacrifice. You sacrifice time with your family, time with your free time, but it truly is a gratifying sacrifice.
Okay, we do have a question from one of our attendees. This is Laura, who says she's currently a nurse supervisor of an outpatient infusion center, and asks, do you think this MSN would enhance my role that she is in currently?
Hi, Laura. Great question. And yes, I think it would enhance your role greatly. It might not be overt to you at first, but one of the things when you're a supervisor is you're leading teams. And that is a big part of leadership. How do we work to bring the best out of our team? How do we manage conflict? And how do we empower our teams to work together and get done, to reach our goals? So I think a big part of when we talk about transformational leadership and the different styles of leadership, and that leadership is woven through many of the different classes, the role of the advanced leader, that will really enhance your abilities to work with your team. Additionally, the strategic planning, I think, is a huge part of being a supervisor. You set goals for your department and you want to reach those goals, and you just haven't possibly learned all the strategies and the tools that are available to help you do that. So not only would it enhance your role that you're in currently, I also believe it could push you to move on from there if that's what you want to do eventually. You're gaining a lot of amazing experience as a nurse supervisor. So the degree will not only help you there, but it'll open your eyes to new avenues and new paths for your future as well.
Okay, she said that really helps, and thank you very much. Any other questions out there? I guess to keep the conversation going a little bit, because the MSN program is relatively new, we don't have any graduates of it yet, but both of you work with, obviously, our current students in the program. And what's the early feedback you've received from students about the program?
I would say everybody loves it. No, we've obviously I've not. My students aren't going to tell me too many negative things, but we do get a lot of good feedback. I think the most important or the most meaningful feedback I've received from students is just how their perspective has changed from being in the program with every course, what they're learning, how they're growing, that it really has opened their eyes to new things and new ways of doing things, new ideas. And, it's so amazing to work with them and watch them grow. I teach the first course and then the 4th course, and then the 6th or 7th course. So I see the progression from the very beginning to the end, and you know, to see how they've changed. I also think that it's important that if you're not familiar with Siena Heights, we have an amazing reputation for our online programs. We've been doing it for a long time, and nursing in particular has been offering the online RN to BSN since 2010 or 11. We all go through specialized training for online learning strategies, and course development was a part of my master's and my doctoral degrees. So like we really know that we've got the online thing down. We know what works, we know what doesn't work, but most importantly, we're always looking for ways to make it work better. We are attending webinars, reading books. We love to go to conferences, but COVID's kind of stopped that for a while. We're always striving to get it done better. The online learning world presents some unique challenges, but it also, on the other hand, has just as many opportunities to learn and to work toward the degree, to work toward the goal of this degree in a really different way. If I would have had to sit in a classroom for my MSN, I never would have been able to do it. Just my work life routine, it wouldn't have happened. So I am so grateful to have the online opportunity. And really, if you haven't done a program, it is amazing what can be done online and how much you are able to learn.
That's so true, Karen. I'll just interject for a minute. When I went back for my master's degree, I interacted with people all over the country and mostly in healthcare. So it was great to hear perspectives from people from the East Coast to the West Coast, North, South, whatever. So it was the online portion, or the online, with our degree being completely online, you get the opportunity to learn from others in the same, that are going through the same thing as what we're going through. Just you get a different perspective.
Okay. Well, I don't see any other questions. This is your last opportunity for those attending tonight to reach out and ask any other questions for Karen and Dana. So we'll give you one final chance here.
Yeah, anything you want, even if it doesn't seem significant, it's what's significant to you that's important.
Okay. Well, I think, like I said, Laura just thanked us. She's a clinical adjunct to Henry Ford for a while, and knew about Siena's partnership, but never equated Siena as an option for MSN. So hopefully tonight we change that opinion somewhat.
Yeah, Laura, that's great to hear. Thank you. And we are a new program. Our first group just started last January for the masters. We've had the pre-licensure and the RN-BSN for a while. So we are just getting off the ground here, and not a lot of people know about us, but our reputation for the RN to BSN speaks for itself, and we're all the same faculty that work in that one, and we're very proud of what we built, and we look forward to sharing it with you and all your friends.
And Laura, thank you for commenting, and please reach out to me, because I believe that if you're an employee of Henry Ford, that we may have some additional discounts for you. So please reach out to me for that. You can see my email up here on the screen. But yeah, thank you. Thank you for commenting. Our program is great for adjunct faculty you know, adjunct faculty that have their BSN that may be thinking about going for their MSN. If you're one of our partner colleges, then we have the opportunity to share our discount with you.
Okay. Well, Karen and Dana, thank you so much for presenting tonight and sharing your expertise about the nursing program at Siena Heights. And I would encourage everyone who's in attendance tonight to reach out, contact Dana, or you can inquire at start.sienaheights.edu/MSN, and Dana will be in touch with you very shortly. So again, thank you again for coming tonight, and hopefully we'll see you at a future Siena Shares event. Have a good night.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.